Hey everyone, it's Patrick from Mercedes-Benz Burlington. Normally I don't start inside the car, but it's a very special day because this is the second part of the CLE 53 AMG video. This part is just the drive. An inline 6, 443 horsepower. I'm going straight into Sport Plus to start this video and manual mode. I'm gonna dump the window a little bit because I need to see how this thing performs. Let's start with a straight drag. Guys, I've been waiting for this car to come out for the entire year. Couple reasons why. This is the very first of its kind for the CLE AMG, and it is an inline 6. I typically like the 6-cylinder engines from Mercedes-AMG the most. The C43 and the C63 for 2024 are both 4 cylinders. What that means for a lot of clients is they don't want the car anymore, unfortunately. We've done reviews on the C43. It drives very well. It sounds very good. They did a great job on the car. But, you know, if you are looking for that performance in a natural 6, you cannot replicate it with a 4. And that is why this drive video is so important, because this is going to be a very big moment for Mercedes-AMG, I think, being a 6-cylinder, but in a 53. So this isn't even a 63 model, and we have the 6-cylinder engine. So there might be a V8 coming out. We don't know yet, but in the interim, we need a good performing, sharp sounding vehicle and engine. And I think the CLE 53 is going to be that for Mercedes-AMG. So far, I've just put it in Sport Plus and launched it, and it drives amazing. I'm gonna go back into comfort just so that I can focus on the other attributes of the car and not so much focus on just the drive, because in Sport Plus, I'm distracted. I love the car. This is a characteristic C-Class or C43, but it's also a characteristic of an E-Class because of the length and because of what it replaced. So you're replacing the C-Coupe, the C-Cab, the E-Coupe, and the E-Cab, and all the AMG variants being the E53 and the C43 and the 63 variants for anything that came in a coupe or a cab. So inside, we have similar characteristics of the C. We have the same trim, so you can get these trims in, you know, the pinstripe wood. You have the metal weave, which has been a fan favorite. That's what you're seeing here today in this vehicle. You also have things like the open pore anthracite wood, and you do have a new one that I haven't seen in a little while, and it's like a mixed aluminum. So it's almost like a metallic finish on the whole front passenger and throughout the console here. And then you can, because it's an AMG, get the carbon fiber trim as well. Obviously that comes at a little bit of a cost to you, but you can get the carbon fiber trim as well. This is the AMG steering wheel. It's been popular across all of our models. And then this is a shared infotainment system on many of our cars now. So the S-Class has this center display, the SL, the C-Class, now the CLE as well. So this would be the same infotainment system on the CLE 300 Coupe or on the CLE 53 like we're driving today. You get that same interior for the design of the center console and the cluster as well. Now you do have an AMG menu, so I'm in the AMG menu now. You have your engine, you have your vehicle settings with your suspension settings, and you have an IWC watch. Now the IWC watch is cool because it also doubles as a race timer. So you can actually start and stop a timer, and it'll actually start timing your lap or time any interval that you want, and you can reset it right here on there as well. Something that I say is a standout for the vehicle, a lot of it's going to be under the hood in the engine, and a lot of it's going to be on the outside because it's a substantially wider and bulkier vehicle with bigger wheels and a more aggressive look than even the CLE 300. But in the inside, they have a new interior. So this is the new interior for the AMG seat. You have an AMG badge in the center of the display, but also if you upgrade into some of the other upholsteries, you actually get like a stitched AMG in black, and I've never seen that before. So it's the AMG badging with the design, but it's not actually like a piece. Like this is like more of like a metal piece. The other one is a stitch. So we did the walk around on one of our clients custom order, which was the all red interior, and that had that black stitched, which looked really beautiful. This is kind of your, I'll call it your standard interior. So it's your two-tone Artico Dynamica. You've heard those words before on everything from the CLA to the C-Class to, you know, even the A35 and those types of models. But what's different about this one is the Dynamica is threefold, because you have the leather on the outside, you have the inside, which is more of a suede finish, and then you have the red stitch. But I've never seen it where you do also get this like red lip on the inside of the seat, so you still have a bit of a red leather design even on the standard Artico Dynamica. So that kind of mirrors what the all red seat would look like. Other seat interiors for this would be, you know, a full black. Something special that I haven't seen since, you know, some of the studio editions and some of the edition ones on the CLA 45 years and years ago is you can do the black leather with the yellow stitching. So I haven't seen the yellow stitching in a very long time. Excited to see that. I think that would look beautiful with, you know, a matte graphite, like similar to the spec we're driving today. And also you have the new Tonka brown. So that's kind of replaced some of the saddle browns and espresso browns in some of the different cars. So you have that Tonka brown, looks really sharp. I think that'd be more for a design if you were designing a muted car, you know, if you did a metallic black or, you know, an upgraded white and you want a classier AMG driver. For something more aggressive, I would go with either this, the red that we've reviewed, or the yellow stitching pattern, because I think the yellow stitching really accents this beautifully. It drives amazing. I really like this car. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the engine. The previous C43 was one of my favorite motors we ever built. That was a V6. So now this is an inline six. You're still doing 443 horse, as I said. You're getting 21 or 23, I believe it's 21 of boost. So that is on the mild hybrid technology. So yes, this is a 6. You still have that mild hybrid technology as well. So that's in there. And that adds over 100 of torque when you put your foot down. So that really increases the boost that you feel, and that's all available to you instantly because of the electric power. So that really boosts you as well. So heavy numbers into the forest for both the horsepower and the torque. Drives well, performs well. I wasn't sure if I'd like the inline six over the V6, but it doesn't make a huge difference to me in terms of how the car actually handles. Oh, and it just sounds so good. It picks up so quickly. This is what Mercedes-AMG have been missing from their lineup for the last year and a half or 2 years, because once that C43 went away, they didn't really replace that 6-cylinder. And, you know, we actually thought that it might be only 4 cylinders and mild hybrids and electrics moving forward, but this is going to be one of those vehicles that we find out quickly if it does well. I think this car will do very well. I think they might even bring out a CLE 63 in Canada, which would be a V8, and that is going to really tell us if, you know, those motors are going to come back, because I think we may have prematurely got rid of them. And I said that originally, and now we're starting to feel it, because, you know, the C43 isn't performing the same way the old C43 used to. I'd say that's one of our most popular usable power performance driving cars, and this car is made to simulate that. So this is usable power. You're in your 4MATIC system, so you still have the 4MATIC AMG drive system. So this is an all-wheel drive car. Yes, most of the wheel options that come with the car and the popular wheel options are all going to be on a summer rubber. So you do need to fit your car with winter performance tires to drive it all year round, but you do have the 4MATIC drive system. And why that's important is it's also good for yes, handling in the winter, but it's also good for handling on the track, or, you know, just driving it in a sporty way. This car is also now standard with the rear axle steering, so this will actually change on about a 2.5 angle on the rear wheels as well. It can get a little bit daunting when you're trying to parallel park, because your wheels will dip out, and it does have a wider back than front, but it's good for performing. I haven't brought this out onto the track yet. This is one of the first times I'm driving the car, but I am excited to get it out on a track, because that really helps you with your understeering and your performance steering when you're cornering. You don't have to slow down to the same speed you typically would for performance steering. So they've really, you know, kept the driver in mind with the CLE 53. I didn't think it would be so different than the CLE 300. I've already driven the coupe and the cab in that. Great driving car, but more of just like a classic C300 replacement. This car, I would almost dare to say it almost replaces the C63 because, you know, the previous C63 was a V8, so it was throatier. It wasn't really usable power. You could light up the tires. It was rear wheel. You had those types of attributes to it. But this actually looks more aggressive than that C63. It's beefier. Everybody's asking if it's a C63 when they see it because it looks so aggressive, and they've just really touched all of the notes. They have the AMG badging on the outside, the new grille, the new design, the new wheels, the matte paint. It all wraps together beautifully. So I would say you could, if you have a C63 coupe and you're looking for a fun replacement with new technology and fun usable power, this would be the car for you. I'm gonna go back into Sport Plus just to end this video. This would be the car for you for sure. And then if you're replacing any type of C43 or E53, it's a no-brainer. This is more car for sure. Let me give you another exhaust note. I don't know if you can even hear that exhaust note because you probably just heard the wind, but don't try this at home. I'm a professional driver. I always say that. Oh, what a fun driving car. Guys, get in touch with us because we do have a few available and we are taking orders. I think it's going to be a popular car and it's limited allocation. So to get your name on one of these, we need to know soon if you want a 2024 variant. Otherwise, you'll be into 25. No changes for the model. So you'll be okay there. Price point goes up a little bit naturally with MSRP, but get in touch with us. I'm Patrick at Mercedes-Benz Burlington. I'm your AMG specialist. I am your globally certified specialist. I'm happy to go through some options with you. I'm happy to set up a test drive with you, or if you want to configure one with me, I love doing it. It's fun to just go over different designs. I do recommend you know, buying in stock if you want something soon, but I also recommend ordering because you get exactly what you want, and it's fun with cars like this. It comes in at a good price point too. We were scared it might be a little bit high, but Mercedes-AMG have really hit the mark with this one. Great price point, great driving car. This is gonna be probably my recommendation of the year. There's been some fun cars that came out, but they're more pricey in the GT and in the S63E Performance. This is gonna be my #1 recommendation of the year, and I might have to get into one myself. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay in touch for the next one.